This is the weekly sales meeting for May 10th, 2026. My name is Chris Fleming. You can reach me at chris@cdmediaconsulting.com or go to our website at cdmediaconsulting.com. Today's topic, what are you building? Harley-Davidson sells freedom, not just bikes. It sells freedom. They took a hunk of steel and turned it into rebellion on two wheels. They took an engine and made a roar that shakes windows and announces to the world that you refuse to be ordinary. For more than 100 years, people have paid top dollar to feel that. Some never ride a mile, yet they wear the leather, slap the logo on the back of a truck, buy the mugs and the boots and the belt buckles. Why? Because Harley sells more than a product. They sell an identity. They sell a club. They sell a piece of a story that millions want to tell about themselves. I am free. I am untamed. I am not a cog in someone else's machine. It works whether you ride alone down a back road or just walk through a mall with a black t-shirt that says Harley-Davidson in bold orange letters. You belong to something bigger than you. That is the lesson, and that lesson should scare and excite you at the same time. If you sell like Harley, you can charge more than the imitators. You can outlive the trends. You can survive bad times because your customers are not just buying you. They are buying themselves through you. They defend you when people question your price. They brag about you when you are not in the room. And when a shiny new competitor comes along with a bike that goes faster for less money, they say, "That's nice. I'm a Harley rider." Loyalty like that cannot be bought. It has to be earned. It has to be nurtured. And if you are lazy, it can be lost. Harley teaches you something most sellers miss. Product alone is not enough. Specs are not enough. Price is not enough. To win, you need soul. You need meaning. You need a story the buyer wants to step into. The best offers feel personal. They connect to something deeper than features. People buy what reflects how they see themselves. They buy what helps them feel bold, different, and alive. Your job is to make your offer feel bigger than the product, bigger than the pitch, and bigger than the price. Look at your presentation. Be honest. Are you showing the customer features, or are you selling a feeling? If all you do is list spots and frequency and price, you are in a commodity war. You are a bike without an engine. You will win some deals by being cheaper. You will lose when someone cheaper shows up tomorrow. And they will. If you want the kind of loyalty Harley earns, you have to earn it too. That means doing the hard work. Understand what feeling your offer gives the buyer. Build a story that feels so personal and powerful they want to repeat it. Make your value obvious, your message clear, and your impact real. When they say, "I'm proud to do business with you," that is when you know it worked. People don't stay loyal to products. They stay loyal to what those products make them feel. Harley knows their customer. They know who they are. They know what keeps them up at night. They know what makes them dream during the day. Freedom, brotherhood, a little rebellion against the boring life. They design everything to feed that identity. The paint, the sound, the clothing racks in every dealership, the rallies in the middle of nowhere where people ride for days just to park side by side and say, "Look at us." Do you know your customer that well? Do you know what they fear? What do they dream about? What gets them up at 4 a.m. when the numbers look bad? Or are you just guessing? Are you building your offer around your product or around their identity? Because that difference makes a huge difference. Harley never sells you a machine. They sell you the freedom you imagine when you hear the engine. You want loyalty? Sell the dream. Tie your plan to the buyer's deepest wants. Make your presentation feel like a doorway to a better version of themselves or their business. It's not just more ads, not just more impressions, a transformation. That is how you win loyalty that price cannot touch. The next time you prepare for a sales presentation, stop and write down this question in giant letters. What does my buyer want to become? Not just what do they want to buy, what do they want to become? Do they want to be the top dentist in town? The busiest restaurant on the strip? The only contractor people trust for big jobs? Good. Then everything you say must link your plan to that identity. You are not selling spots. You are not selling GRPs. You are selling the path to that identity. Say it clearly. Say it in their words. Say it until they see themselves on the other side of your plan, stronger, bigger, and bolder. Harley riders picture the wind in their face and the envy in people's eyes when they roll through town. That picture is worth more than a price tag. Paint the same for your buyer. Make them feel the result before they see the invoice. Another piece of the puzzle is community. Harley sells community better than almost any brand in history. Hog HOG stands for Harley Owners Group. There are chapters in nearly every city. Riders help each other on the road. They share routes, stories, and beers at rallies. That bond is thick. It glues people to the brand even when the bike needs work or costs too much. Why switch when all your friends ride Harley? Why buy a copy when you live in the real tribe? Do you build community around your offer, or is your buyer just another number on your quota sheet? If they feel like a transaction, they act like one. If they feel like a member of your inner circle, they stay longer, spend more, and refer friends. Here is a practical step. Treat buyers like members. Make them feel exclusive. Invite them to share feedback on new ideas. Celebrate their wins in public. If they hit a milestone with you, post about it. Send a handwritten note. Small moves build a bond that memory alone cannot crack. Think about consistency. Harley has never switched their identity. Other brands flip-flop to chase trends. Not Harley. They doubled down on rebellion. Even when clean electric bikes came knocking, they asked, how do we keep our soul while moving into the future? They built an electric bike that still feels like a Harley. Same DNA, new technology. They evolve without betraying the tribe. What about you? Does your message stay true, or do you chase every buzzword because someone says it's the new shiny thing? Buyers hate confusion. If you stand for everything, you stand for nothing. Know your core promise. Repeat it until they can say it back to you, and then back it up every time. Think about rituals. Harley riders live by them. The Sunday ride, the group meetup, the patch sewn onto a worn jacket. These aren't random habits. They are symbols of identity. They remind people they are part of something larger. Rituals turn customers into believers. They deepen the bond and give meaning to ownership. They turn a transaction into a tradition. The strongest brands know this. They create shared experiences that go beyond the product. That is how loyalty is built. It is not built with discounts. It's built with rituals that reinforce belonging. You need rituals too. Build them on purpose. Make regular check-ins a habit, even when there is nothing to sell. Show up with fresh ideas before the buyer even asks for them. Deliver reports early, not after they start wondering where the money went. These actions feel small in the moment, but they add up fast. Repeated habits create reliability. Reliability creates trust. Trust creates loyalty, and loyalty keeps buyers with you long after competitors start knocking on their door. Protect your value. Harley doesn't hand out discounts. You want a Harley? You pay for it. You want something cheap? You buy something else. That boundary matters. It protects the brand's strength. It tells the world this product is worth full price. It shows confidence and signals quality. It attracts serious buyers and filters out the wrong ones. That kind of clarity keeps the brand pure. You should do the same thing. Hold your line. Price sends a message. Make sure yours says the right thing. How often do you fold when the buyer pushes on price? Do you panic and drop 10% just to get it done? Or do you hold the line calmly, explaining that what you sell is worth what you charge because of the result it brings? Weak sellers think dropping the price builds loyalty. It does the opposite. It tells the buyer, you did not believe in your own number. Why should they? Hold the line. Prove your worth. Loyalty follows strength. Watch your language. Harley's ads never sound corporate. They sound gritty, personal, and real. They speak to the gut, not the boardroom. That tone is intentional. It is crafted to connect, not impress. Words shape how people feel about a brand. Words create emotion. Words build or break trust. If your message sounds cold or scripted, buyers pull back. If it sounds honest and human, they lean in. Choose your words like they matter, because they do. Your brand is only as strong as the language you use. Examine your words. Are you leaning on stale corporate fluff or using real language that sparks emotion? Cut the jargon. Ditch the buzzwords. Talk like a real person. Talk like someone who believes what they are saying. Buyers can spot fake from a mile away. Use words that make them feel heard and understood. Speak to them, not at them. When your message sounds human, they listen. When it feels sincere, they trust you. The right words don't just inform, they connect. And connection wins deals. Use peer validation and social proof. Lead with stories, not stats. People believe what they can picture. Harley doesn't start by bragging about horsepower or torque. They show a rider leaning into a curve at sunset, the wind at his beard, chasing freedom. You feel it before you even think about specs. That feeling sells more than any feature list ever could. Your story should do the same. Paint the outcome. Make it human. Make it real. People follow people. Show them someone just like them winning. Your presentation should do the same. Stats matter, but stories stick. Instead of rattling off audience numbers, tell a story. Say, a pizza shop was invisible 6 months ago. We ran this plan. Now there is a line out the door on weeknights. The owner called me laughing because he had to hire more staff. That is why this works. Buyers trust stories that sound like them more than spreadsheets. Sweat the small stuff. Harley does. Every bolt, every chrome detail, every rumble of the exhaust is tuned so you hear it coming before you see it. That kind of precision sends a message. It tells people this machine matters. It tells people it is worth more than a cheap invitation. Your work should do the same. Details reveal how much you care. A polished proposal, a thoughtful follow-up, a name remembered, all of these small things stack up. They set you apart. They make buyers believe you are the real deal. Check your details. Does your proposal look polished or slapped together? Does your follow-up arrive on time every time? Do you remember the buyer's daughter's name or their last big event? Do you send a quick note to say congratulations when they hit a milestone? These are your chrome trims. They cost little but shine bright. Finally, never stop earning it. Harley has been around for a century, yet they still host rallies. They still drop new gear. They still hype the next big ride. They never assume the tribe is forever safe. They work for it daily. You must too. No buyer is forever. Treat every deal like you have to win it all over again. Out-care the competition. Out-listen them. Out-deliver them. When the buyer gets pitched by someone new, they should laugh and say, I already have my guy, or I already have my girl. You cannot buy that kind of protection with discounts. You build it with sweat. So what do you do now? Audit your presentations. Does it feel like selling steel or selling freedom? Does it connect to who the buyer wants to become? Do you repeat your core promise like an anthem? Do you build community or chase transactions? Do you protect your worth or cave when pushed? Do you talk like a suit or a human? Fix what is weak. Double down on what is strong. Build loyalty like Harley. Brand loyalty can take you through a storm that would sink the average seller. It insulates you from imitators. It makes your buyer brag about you for free. You are not in the spots business. You are in the loyalty business. Never forget that. The world has plenty of cheap alternatives, but only a few trusted tribes. Be the tribe your buyer never wants to leave. Start today. Call your top client. Ask what more you can do to make them feel like they're the only one that matters. Then do it again and again. Harley rides on trust forged over a century. You ride on trust forged one honest, caring, passionate conversation at a time. My new book, Culture Beats Strategy, 40 Marketplace Lessons for Sellers, is now available on Amazon.com. If you like what you have heard here today, please consider ordering a copy or two. You can always send one to a friend. Go to cdmediaconsulting.com right now and follow the instructions to order.